Hello everyone, welcome to Mobile Class Academy. This is our day 6 of back to school learning program. On day 1, we look at introduction to quadratic equation and our focus was on factorization. Under factorization, we look at when the value of a, which is the coefficient of x squared, equals to 1. And we solve different problems under that scenario. So we walk through different examples and we are able to do justice to that when the coefficient of x squared is 1. In day 2, we look at when the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. We solve different problems under that subtopic of factorization, and we are able to do justice to day 2. On day 3, we look at difference of two squares and perfect squares. We'll work on different examples for each of them, and we're able to do justice to that, and the class was beautiful. So in case you've missed day 1, day 2 and 3, you can check out our platform Mobile Class Academy on YouTube. You will see the day 1, day 2 and 3 there, or you can check our Facebook page. You will see day 1, day 2 and 3 there. On day 4, we look at factorization when we equate our equation to 0, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Previously, in day 1, 2 and 3, we've not equated our equation to 0, but on day 4, we equate that to 0 and we get values for our x. On day 5, we work on completing the square. And we're able to explain the topic in detail by breaking down all the steps and the tricks that are involved. Today is day 6, and we are looking at how to use quadratic formula to solve quadratic equation. Don't worry, we are going to do everything possible to derive the equation and to apply the derived equation to solve problems, to solve examples. So this class is going to be awesome. In case you've not joined our classes previously, if this is your first time, welcome to our platform. As we do say, get for yourself a jotter, a pen, and look for a quiet place to sit, because you will learn something new, and today's class is going to be awesome. Remember, at the end of today's class, you will learn something new. So let's start the class. On day 6 now, we are looking at quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is of the form of x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is the method we'll be using to solve our quadratic expression today. But firstly, I want us to understand that we need to derive this expression. How do we come about this method to use it to solve quadratic equation? So we need to derive it from our regular expression or equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So deriving this expression is what gives us this equation, and we'll be using this method to solve our quadratic equation today. So let's derive this equation to give us this expression. Are you with me? So let's start. We have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. From here now, we want this to stand alone, the x squared. What are we going to do? We are going to divide through by the coefficient of x squared, which is our a. So if we do that, we are going to have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, this over a, this over a, and this over a. At this point, a is going to cancel out a. So a will cancel out this a. We are left with x squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals 0. Remember, on day 5, we'll break this expression into left hand side and what? And right hand side by transferring this constant to the other side. So let's do that. We have x squared plus bx over a equals minus c over what? Over a. Remember, in day 5, we look for half the coefficient of this b. You know, this is our a, this is our b, this is our c. So now what we're going to do is to look for half of this expression. So when we get the half of this expression, we are going to add it here and add it here. So the half of that expression will give us s squared plus bx over a plus bracket half times b over a squared equals half times b over a squared. Remember, we have this value here, minus c over a. From here now, let's solve what's in this bracket. 1 times b is going to give us b. 2 times a is going to give us 2a bracket b over 2a squared, right? Remember, we still have our b over ax plus x squared. So on this side too, we are going to have our b over 2a squared minus c over a. Let's solve what is in this bracket. This expression means this bracket b over 2a squared means b over 2a times b over 2a, which will give us b squared over 2a times 2a will give us 4a squared, right? So this value here is what we will use to replace the value here. The value here will be used to replace what is here. So now let's replace what we have there. So we have x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. Let's clear the board a little. So from here now, what do we do to this expression? This expression here. So from here, we look for perfect square of this left hand side. We look for perfect square of this expression. And remember, in day 5, I explained that to get the perfect square of this expression first, you come to the expression above here. You're going to pick one value from x. Then pick one value from x. You know, this is x squared. You pick one. This is bracket b over 2a. So you're going to pick one, then add the two together and square them. So you are going to have x plus b over 2a squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. So from here, let's try to solve the problem on the right hand side. Let's make 4a squared the common denominator. 4a squared going 4a squared is 1. 1 times b squared is going to be b squared. A goes in 4a squared. We are left with 4a. So this is what it means. 4 times a divided by a. So this a will cancel out a. So we are left with 4a, right? That's what it means. A goes here. We are left with 4a. 4a times c. We are going to have minus 4ac. So that's what we are going to get here. So from here, we have our 4ac on our right hand side. Then on left hand side, we have x plus b over 2a squared. So from here, what do? We look for square root of this side and this side. So if we find the square root, what is it going to be? Everything will come under square root. So we have our x plus b over 2a squared. Remember, I told us earlier on that whenever we are looking for square roots and we have the power of 2, this one we cancel out this. So on the right hand side, we have our square root of b raised to the power of 2 minus 4ac over 4a squared. Remember, the square root is covering everything here. 4 is 2 raised to the power of 2. A is 2 raised to the power of 2. So if you find the square root of this and square root of this will give us 2a over b squared minus 4ac. We have square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. The reason is 4a squared is a perfect square. If we find the square root of 4a squared, we are going to have 2a. But we cannot get the square root of this because it's not a perfect square. So we are leaving it under the square root. Therefore, our x plus b over 2a will give us square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We are transferring this expression to the other side. If we do that, our x will equals negative b over 2a plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This expression here and here have a common base. Therefore, our x is going to be minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Because of this common base, 2a is here, 2a is here. That's why we use the common base. So we derive this equation to get this formula. And these are the steps taken. Can you see? These are the steps taken. I will advise you go over this derivation at least one more time before we start solving this expression, before we start using this method to solve questions. Please go over this one more time so that you get familiar with what we're about to do. Knowing this derivation is a plus. Let's start solving with this method. So straight to example 1. Let's look at example 1 under quadratic formula. And what is our example 1? Our example 1 is x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals what? 0. We are to use quadratic formula to solve this expression. The formula we are going to use to solve this expression is x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So from the expression above, what is our a? You know, in mathematics, you don't write 1 in front of any letter. So here our a is 1. What's our b? Our b is 6. And our c is what? C is 8. So here, this is our a, this is our b, this is our c. So we are going to impute this value for a here, value for b here, value for c here. So we are going to substitute the figures for the letters we have in the expression. So from here now, what do we have? We have our b minus 6 plus or minus square root of 6 squared minus 4 was our a times 1 times 8 all over 2 times 1. So from here, what do we have? We have our minus 6 plus or minus, what is 6 raised to power 2? That's 36 minus 4 times 1, 4 times 8 is what? 32 all over 2 times 1 is 2. So this expression gave us our minus 6 plus or minus 36 minus 32 will give us 4, right? So we have square root of 4 all over 2. Remember, these are 6. So from here, what do we have? From here, we have minus 6. You know, 4 is a perfect square, so it's going to return 2. So we have minus 6 plus or minus 2 over 2. Because of the plus and minus, we are going to break this expression into 2. So we are going to have minus 6 minus 2 over 2, or minus 6 plus 2 over 2. This will return minus 8 over 2, or minus 6 plus 2 will give us minus 4 over 2. So 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 4. So we have minus 4, right? So our x equals minus 4 here. 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 2. So we have x equals minus 4 or minus 2. So this is the value of our x for the expression above. So this is the value for our x, and the value is minus 4 minus 2. From this expression, our x equals minus 4 or minus 2. So this is the answer. We can go through the step one more time in case we don't get this explanation. Let's go to second example. Example 2. We have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. So what are we expected to do from this expression? We are expected to solve it. And what are we going to do? We are going to write out our equation to solve this question. Remember, our x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you know this formula, remember we've derived this formula earlier. So this is the formula we are going to be deploying to solve any question under quadratic formula. So what is our a? Remember here our a is 2, our b is 7, and our c is minus what? Minus 4. Let's write out the value of our a, which is 2, the value of our b, which is 7, and the value of our c, which is minus 4. So what is our solution? From here, we are going to input the value of each letter into this expression. So let's do that. We are going to have minus b, what's our b? Minus 7 plus or minus square root of 7 squared minus 4 times 2, which is our a, times c, which is our minus 4, all over 2a. So this should give us minus 7 plus or minus square root of, what is 7 squared? That's 49. So minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. Minus 8 times 4, that will be plus 32 all over 2 times 2. This is 4, right? So this expression will give us minus 7 plus or minus 49 plus 32. That's 81 over what? Over 4. 81 over 4. Because of the plus and minus that is here, because of this plus and minus, we are going to break this into 2. Remember, 81 is a perfect square. Therefore, it's going to return 9. Earlier, I explained to us that 9 raised to power 2 is 81. So if we are looking for square root of 9 raised to power 2, these two will cancel out the square root, which will return 9. So now from here we have minus 7 plus minus 9 all over 4. Is that understood? So now let's break this expression down into 2. We have minus 7 minus 9 over 4, or minus 7 plus 9 over 4. And what will that give us? Minus 7 plus minus 9 is going to give minus 16 over 4. Or minus 7 plus 9 is going to give plus 2 over 4. From here, what do we have? 4 goes here 1, 4 goes here 4. But because of this minus, we are going to have minus 4. So we are going to have minus 4, or 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 2. We are going to have 1 over 2. So our x will give us minus 4, or 1 over 2. So that will be the answer to the equation above here. So the solution to this expression will be x equals minus 4 or 1 over 2. So that's the answer to the example 2. Now let's look at another example, example 3. What is our example 3? We have minus 4x plus 2x plus 6 equals 0. That's what we are given to solve with quadratic formula. And once we have our question like that, let us quickly identify our a. This is a, this is b, and this is c. So let's write out our a. Here our a is minus 4. Our b is what? Is 2. Our c is what? Is 6. Now let's write out our formula. Solution. Our x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This will give us minus, what's our b? Minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared minus 4. What's my a? My a is minus 4. Minus 4 times minus 4 times, what's my c? 6. All over what? All over 2 times a. 2 times minus 4. So we have 2 plus or minus square root 2 raised to power 2 is what? Is 4. 2 raised to power 2 is 4, right? Minus 4 times minus 4 is going to give us plus 16 times 6. So 16 times 6 will give us what? Let's use our calculator. We are doing minus 4 times minus 4, which is 16. 16 times 6, 16. That's 96. We have 96 over 2 times minus 4, which will give us what? Minus 8. So from here, what do we have? 4 plus 96, that's 100. We have minus 2 plus or minus square root of 100 over minus 8. Remember, 100 is a perfect square, so it's going to give us 10. The square root of 100 is 10. So from this expression, we are going to have minus 2 plus or minus 10 over minus 8. Because of the plus and minus that is here, we are going to divide this expression into 2. So that will give us minus 2 minus 10 all over minus 8, or minus 2 plus 10 over minus 8. Minus 2 plus minus 10, that will give us minus 12 over minus 8, or minus 2 plus 10, that will give us 8 over minus 8. So from here, minus cancel minus. 4 goes here 2, 4 goes here 3. So our x equals 3 over 2, or 8 goes here 1, 8 goes here 1. Because of this minus, we are going to have minus 1. So our x equals 3 over 2, or x equals minus 1. The solution to this question is x equals 3 raised to power 2, or x equals minus 1. So this is the solution to the question we have here. In case you don't understand it the first time, you have the opportunity of going through the steps we've taken, and it's straightforward. We write out the given value and we impute it into our formula, and we arrive at this. So we try to solve everything in this expression, and we arrive at this equation that is here. We arrive at what is here. So we break this into 2, which give us this and this, and we solve these two expressions to arrive at what is here. So what is here is a solution to the question we are given. What we arrive here is what is the solution to this expression. Are you with me? So that's all about that for example 3. Now let's look at example 4. Example 4, we are given 1 equals y squared minus 7y plus 5. So we are asked to solve this expression using quadratic formula. But when you look at this particular question, it's not in alignment with quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is of the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. But when you look at this expression, you see that 1 equals y squared minus 7y plus 5. So what are we going to do at this point in time? We are going to rearrange this equation to form a quadratic expression. So what are we going to do? We are going to transfer this one to the other side. So we have like term on the right hand side. So let's quickly do that. We have y squared minus 7y plus 5. This one, when it crosses this equal sign, it becomes what? Minus 1 equals 0. So our y squared minus 7y plus 5 minus 1 will give us plus 4 equals 0. So now we can solve this quadratically. So solution. Remember our formula. X equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. From the expression above, remember our a is 1. So we don't normally write 1 in front of any expression. So our a is 1. Our b is what? Minus 7. And our c is what? Is 4. So let's impute this value into this expression. Are you with me? Now what will that give us? It's going to give us minus minus 7 plus or minus square root of minus 7 squared minus 4 times, what's our a? 1 times c, 4 all over 2 times 1. So from here, we are going to have minus times minus, which is plus. That will be plus 7. Then we have our plus minus. What is 7 raised to power 2? Minus 7 raised to power 2 is going to give us positive 49. Minus 4 times 1 times 4. That will be minus 16 all over 2. So 49 minus 16. That should give us 33. So we are going to have 7 plus or minus square root of 33 all over 2. Let's use our calculator to find the square root of 33. Square root of 33, 5.75. So from here we have 7 plus or minus 5.75 all over 2. Because of the plus and minus, we are going to break this expression into 2, which are 7 plus 5.75 all over 2, or 7 minus 5.75 all over 2. This will give us 7 plus 5, that's 12.75 over 2, or 7 minus 5.75, that should give us, let's use our calculator. 1.25 all over 2. So 12.75 divided by 2, what will that give us? 12.75 divided by 2, 6.38. 6.38, or 1.25 divided by 2. 0.63. 0.63. So our x, or what value are we looking for? Sorry, we are looking for y. Our y equals to 6.38 or 0.63. So that's the solution to this expression up here. So the solution to this is y equals 6.38 or y equals 0.63. 0.63. So this is the solution to this question. You can go over it again and again in case you don't understand it the first time. So let's look at example 5. Example 5 is minus 3x squared equals bracket x plus 2, bracket closed, x minus 1. When you look at this expression on the board, you will notice that we need to do something about it to make it look like quadratic equation. So to solve it, we are going to expand this bracket. We are going to expand this bracket. We are going to solve what is in this bracket. These two brackets, we are going to resolve them. So if we do that, we are going to have x times x, which is x squared. X times minus 1 is going to be minus x. Plus 2 times x is going to be plus 2x. Plus 2 times minus 1 is going to give minus 2. Remember, we still have a minus 3x squared here, right? Now, what we are going to do is we are going to transfer everything on this side to this side so that we can equate this side to what? To equal 0. Are you with me? So let's move everything from here to here. So we are going to have minus 3x squared minus x squared minus x plus 2x will give us what? Plus x. Minus x plus 2x will give us plus x. When plus x crosses this sign, it becomes what? Minus x, right? This minus 2, when it crosses the equal sign, is going to be plus 2. Everything equals what? 0. Now we have minus 3x squared minus x squared. That's minus 4x squared minus x plus 2 equals 0. So this is our quadratic expression. We know what to do, right? We are going to identify this as a. Our a is what? Minus 4. We identify this as our b. Our b is what? Minus 1. We are going to identify this as our c. Our c is what? Is 2. Let's use our formula. We input all the value inside. Remember, our x is always equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This will give us minus, what's our b? Minus 1, right? Plus or minus square root of minus 1 squared, right? Minus 4 times what's our a? Times minus 4. What is our c? Times 2 all over what? 2a. Then this will give us minus times minus, that's 1, plus 1, then plus or minus square root of minus 1 squared is 1, is plus 1. So minus times minus is plus. 1 times 1 is 1. So we have that. Minus 4 times minus 4, that is plus 16 times 2 plus 32 over, what is our a? Our a is minus 4, right? This is 2 times minus 4. This will be 2 times, okay, this will be minus 8. So we have 1 plus or minus square root of what? 33 over minus 8. So what is square root of 33? Let's use our calculator. Square root of 33. So that's 5.75. So we have this expression to give us 1 plus or minus 5.75 over minus 8. Because of the plus and minus, we are going to break this expression into two, which are 1 plus 5.75 over minus 8, or 1 minus 5.75 over minus 8. This will give us 6.75 divided by minus 8, or minus 4.75 divided by minus 8. So if we have that, so what is 6.75 divided by minus 8? 6.75 divided by minus 8. Minus 0.84. Minus 0.84. Or negative 4.75 divided by negative 8. That is 0.59. 0.6. 0.60. So this is our answer. The solution to this question, our x equals what? Equals negative 0.84, or x equals 0.60. So that is the solution to this expression. In case you don't understand it the first time, you can go over it the second time. So let's look at another example. Let's look at example 6. What is our example 6? Brackets 2x minus 3 squared equals x squared. When we look at this expression, do you still remember our perfect square? In case you don't remember the perfect square, I will advise you check out the perfect square. That is day 3 of this program. Go to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. You will see it there. Day 3. This is day 6. So day 3, you have it there. So let's quickly solve this. Solution: 2x minus 3, bracket 2x minus 3 squared is the same thing as 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. In day 3, we explain the easiest format to solve this. But in case you've not attended that class, let's use the normal procedure. This one might be a bit longer, but you know what? It's better you understand it. So I'm just going to use the regular format. So 2x times 2x, that's 4x squared, right? 2x times minus 3, that's minus 6x. Minus 3 times 2x, that's minus 6x. Minus 3 times minus 3, that's what? Plus 9. So this will give us 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Remember, we still have x squared outside, so we're going to bring it here. Are you with me? When you look at this expression, it's not yet a quadratic formula. So what are we going to do? We are going to transfer this x to this side. If we do that, we are going to have 4x squared minus x squared. You know, when this crosses the equal sign, it changes its sign. So minus x squared minus 12x plus 9 equals what? 0. This will reduce to 3x squared because we are taking away 1 from this 4. So we have 3x squared minus 12x plus 9 equals 0. Remember, this is our A. This one is our B. This one is our what? C. So let's go to our formula. Our formula is what? X equals minus B plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So from here, we are going to substitute the value for this inside this expression. What's our b here? Our b is brackets minus 12 plus or minus square root of b squared, that's minus 12 squared, minus what's our a? 4 times 3 times 9 all over 2 times 3. So this will give us minus 12 times minus will give us what? 12. Plus or minus, let's solve everything under the square root. Minus 12 squared is positive 144. 12 times 12 is 144, right? Minus 4 times 3 times 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 9, let's use a calculator. That's 108. 108 all over what? All over 6. So from here now, we have 12 plus or minus 144 minus 108. 36. So we have square root of 36 all over what? All over 6. 36 is a perfect square. So we are going to have square root of 6 raised to power 2. These two will cancel this bracket, which will give us 6. Are you with me? So from here now, we have 12 plus or minus 6 all over 6. This will be broken down into two expressions because of the plus and minus. So we have 12 plus 6 all over 6, or 12 minus 6 all over 6. This will give us 12 plus 6 will give us 18 over 6, or 12 minus 6 will give us 6 over 6. 6 goes here 1, 6 goes here 3, 6 goes here 1, 6 goes here 1. So our x will equals to 3 or 1. So that is the solution to that example 6. So that is the solution to what? To the equation we are given, example 6. You can go through it one more time and you arrive at your answer. So if you get anything different from what we have here, then you have to what? Look through what you've done. So that's the answer to that expression. Let's look at one more example. Example 7. What is example 7? Example 7 is 4x brackets x minus 2 equals 10. Let's multiply this 4 with what is in this bracket. We are going to have 4x squared minus 8x equals 10. Let's return this 10 to the other side. We are going to have 4x squared minus 8x minus 10 equals 0. Our a is 4. Our b is minus 8. Our c is what? Minus 10. Now, let's impute them into this expression. You know, the equation we are using is what? Minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So if we look at that, what is our b? Our b is minus 8. So we have minus bracket minus 8 plus or minus square root of, what's our b squared, minus 8 squared minus 4 times 4. What's our c? Minus 10. Everything here all over 2 times, what is our a? Times 4. So minus times minus 8, that will give us 8, plus or minus square root of minus 8 squared is 64, minus 4 times 4, that's minus 16, times 10, that is plus 160. Are you with me? All over 8. This will give us 8 plus or minus square root of 64 plus 160. That is 224. 224 all over 8. So what is the square root of 224? So that is 14.97. 14.97. So from here we have 8 plus or minus 14.97 all over 8. Because of the plus and minus, we are going to break this expression into two, which are 8 plus 14.99 over 8, or 8 minus 14.97. This is 14.97 all over 8. This will give us 8 plus 14, 22.97 all over 8. This one is, let's use the calculator. 8 minus 14.97, negative 697 over 8. So this will give us 22.97 divided by 8. 22.97 divided by 8. This is 2.87. 2.87, or negative 6.97. Negative 6.97 divided by 8. Negative 0.87. So this is the solution to the expression we have up here. Example 7 will produce x equals 2.87 or negative 0.87. So this is a solution to this question. In case you don't get it the first time, you can give it a try the second time. We are laying foundation for different scenarios that you can come across in using quadratic formula to solve quadratic equation. So that's why we are picking different examples, so that you have broad understanding or taste of what you can come across in solving quadratic equation. And when you know it from here, you'll be able to apply the knowledge you have to solve the problem. So let's look at one or two more examples and call it a day. Example 8. What do we have? We have this expression. So this is what we have, and we are expected to solve this expression. So solution. This is a perfect square. Let's solve that. In perfect square, you are to look for what? You are to square your first term, square your second term, and look for twice the products of first term and second term. So if we want to do that, we just do x squared plus 2 times 2 times x plus 2 squared equals 2 times x, that's 2x, 2 times 5, that's what? Plus 10. So this will give us x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 2x plus 10. Let me break what we have here down. This is a perfect square, right? So and perfect square is this form, bracket x plus x in two places. So x times x will give us x squared, right? X times 2 will give us what? Plus 2x. Plus 2 times x will give us what? Plus 2x. Plus 2 times plus 2 will give us what? Plus 4. So we are going to have x squared plus 2x plus 2x will give us 4x, right? Plus 4. When you look at what we have here and what we have here, you see that it's the same. Instead of going through this stress of expanding this bracket and coming up here and, coming up here, day 3, we've laid the foundation for that. So that's why I arrived here without stress. So if you've missed that day 3, I will advise you look for day 3 on our YouTube channel. So that's about the expansion of perfect square. So from here, what are we going to do? We are going to move everything on this right hand side to what? To the left hand side. So let's do that. We have x squared plus 4x minus 2x plus 4 minus 10 equals 0. So we have x squared plus 4x minus 2x will give us plus 2x. Then plus 4 plus minus 10 will give us minus 6 equals 0. So this is our quadratic formula. And here is our what? Our a. Our a is what? 1. Here is our b. Our b is what? 2. Here is our c. Our c is what? Minus 6. So let's use our formula. Remember, our formula is x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So what is our b? Our b is what? 2. So we have a minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times what is our a? Our a is 1. Our c is what? Minus 6 all over 2 times what's our a? Times 1. So from here, what do we have? We have our minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared is what? Is 4. Minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. Minus 4 times minus 6, that's plus what? 24. All over what? 2. So this will give us minus 2 plus or minus 4 plus 24 will give us what? Square root of 28 all over what? All over 2. What is square root of 28? Let's check that. So this will give us 5.30. That's the square root of 28. So if we have that, we have minus 2 plus or minus 5.30 all over 2. Because of the plus and minus, we are going to break this expression into 2, which is minus 2 minus 5.30 all over 2, or minus 2 plus 5.30 all over 2. This will give us minus 7.30 all over 2, or 3.30 over 2. Negative 7.30 divided by 2, negative 3.65. Negative 3.65, or 3.3 divided by 2. 1.65. Our x will equals negative 3.65 or 1.65. So this is the answer to the question. This question will produce x to equals negative 3.65 or x equals 1.65. So if we are looking for the solution to the question, it will give us this. So that is all about the quadratic formula. I know we've taken some time to solve this problem. Staying to this time really worth it because we look at different examples to solve different scenarios. And when you look at them, we'll see that each of them help us to think differently in solving this quadratic equation. So this is how to use quadratic formula to address any quadratic equation. So I will advise you to go through this class maybe one or twice again so that you have better understanding. And at the same time, I will advise you to go get your textbooks and look for quadratic equation that you need to solve with what? With quadratic formula. We've laid the foundation for what you need to know under this method. You understand? So we've laid the foundation, we've laid the strong foundation. So you just build on it. I'm sure there's no quadratic equation you will come across that you won't be able to solve with the quadratic formula. We've followed the right steps to solve different examples. And when you follow all the steps, I'm sure you'll be able to solve any quadratic equation using quadratic formula. I want to say thank you for staying till this very end. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next class, which is coming up very soon. Thank you. God bless. See you in the next class.